Welcome guys, this is Olaf from Stop Me Out channel and I'm back with another Life is Strange video theory, because apparently I cannot really stop myself and I have no limits. But I hope you enjoy those. Today we have a subject to discuss, another one. I already did a video on Life is Strange symbolism, like animal spirits for the Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm characters, but I realized there is one that we have to explore a bit more. Now anyone who played Before the Storm probably wondered at some point, why do we keep seeing this raven? What does it mean? What is the meaning of this? Why do we keep seeing it? I think I have an answer for you guys today. First time I played the episode 1 of Life is Strange Before the Storm, I thought raven stood for omen of death in a way. That's because we kept seeing the raven close to William, so Chloe's dead father. So anytime Chloe had a dream about William, Raven was there in a way. That's why I think this is the reason why I thought it would stand for death. Then I thought it would stand for William, for the reasons mentioned, because we kept seeing it close to William in Chloe's dreams. Then I realized maybe it stands for Chloe's depression in a way, because we know that Before the Storm is trying to sort of discuss the subject of Chloe's depression after, well, most of all her father's death, but also Max, so her best friend, leaving her. Hence I thought Raven would stand as a symbol of depression. And I still think I might be right on this one in a way, but I explored it a bit more, and at this point I am practically certain that Raven stands for Chloe. Chloe is the Raven. Now, I discussed it with some of you guys on both Life is Strange game group on Facebook, as well as Life is Strange Before the Storm group on Facebook, and on my YouTube channel. I talked to especially this one guy, Lorenzo, and he said that Raven is weird, it cannot decide because it somehow guides Chloe, but it also causes trouble for her and seems to stand for danger as well. So this got me thinking as well. But the reason why I think that Raven is Chloe is that Chloe does seem to cause a lot of trouble for herself. So we do know that Raven is in a way smart. It's guiding Chloe in the game. You can visually see it. That the Raven is sort of always there. Whenever we see Chloe, the Raven is there. It's guiding Chloe, but since Chloe tends to get in trouble a lot, and that was the case for both Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm, it's kind of normal that the Raven would somehow guide Chloe into trouble as well. Because that's what Chloe does. That's what Chloe does. Chloe seems to cause a lot of problems, school-wise, with Max, with Joyce, with David, with Principal Wells, with Rachel too, I guess. We have yet to explore it. She is making a lot of good decisions, but as well as bad ones. She is very smart. I would never doubt that. She knows a lot of things. She is witty. She has a lot of life wisdom in a way. Just ignore those decisions that she keeps making. Everyone was a teenager at some point. I decided to check Indian meaning of Raven Totem one more time, because I think I already did it in another video. And what I found out perfectly fits my theory. Because Raven basically stands for transformation and change. Now we know that Chloe is in between two worlds. One was the world when she was perfectly safe and happy with Max and her father. And then another world is one where we see her in Life is Strange with blue hair, sort of a rebel. And now she's in between. You can say a lot of things about it, from going from child to a young adult. So now we're going through the transformation phase. But basically what I found, symbolic meaning of Raven in Native American Indian lore, because we know that Native American is the key here because of the totem that we keep seeing. So according to what I found, in some tribes the Raven is considered a trickster because of its transforming, changing attributes. So it fits well, right? The Raven was called upon in ritual so that visions could be clarified. And we see Raven mostly... well, I guess not mostly, but we see Raven during some visions that Chloe has during her dreams. And then Foremost, the raven is the Native American bearer of magic and the harbinger of messages from the cosmos. Chloe seems to be somehow more connected to the infinite wonder of universe in a way. The raven is also called upon in native ritual for healing purposes. Specifically, the raven is thought to provide long-distance healing. Now, I think this is the key to understanding why Raven is Chloe. We see Chloe in the most vulnerable place in her life in a way. We see her in a place where she has heard after Max leaving her dad dying. So she needs to heal. Like, she's probably depressed and she needs to heal. So she is transforming, right, into a person that's well adapted, adjusted. So Raven is always there looking after Chloe in a way. It's always there, like, in both good and bad moments. So it's like, it's the definition of Chloe itself. She can be happy, but she is very sad at times too, and she can make both good decisions, but at times she also makes terrible decisions, like, at least in my case, getting expelled from school. I mean, it was honorable in a way, like she was trying to save Rachel, which I would totally understand, but it was also a bad move. So while playing Before the Storm, replaying actually, because the first time I was playing Before the Storm, I didn't really have time to properly explore the game because I was recording playthroughs. And I am noticing so many clues that Chloe is in fact the raven. That's her spirit animal that's meant to symbolize Chloe. It's always there. The first time we see it, it's when we see Chloe, I guess, helping David with his car. Like, the raven is on a roof, the neighbor's building. You can see the bird on the cutscene between any two scenes in Before the Storm, like the small bird in the corner of on the cutscene. So to me it seems like it's obvious because Before the Storm is about Chloe. It's meant to be about Chloe. So Bird is guiding Chloe to find Rachel after they have this big lover's quarrel, if you will. It's guiding her, and we see this scene like when she wakes up after the dream with William, and Raven was also there, by the way, and she's just walking slowly towards Rachel, and Bird is we see Raven flying over her towards Rachel. So it's amazing, like, it's guiding her, but at the same time it is Chloe guiding herself. Like, it's all her head, dreams as well, the good and the bad ones. Now, what really got me thinking is the scene where we see the fire that Rachel caused taking over everything, and like, the forest, and we see all the people that we know, like Frank, Principal Wells, Rachel's parents, I guess, David and Joyce. We see them looking at fire, and Raven is somehow there all the time. So I was thinking, why? Because Chloe is not really in those scenes. But I realized it's because Chloe was very worried about this fire. Like, Rachel seemed reckless in a way, like she didn't really care about the fire as much, and the danger that it caused. But Chloe was very worried about it, and she kept expressing it a bit in episode 2 as well, after the fire was already caused. So that's why I think Raven was there, because of Chloe's fear of what will happen because of the fire, and the fact that she knows that she has to take responsibility for it in a way, because she would never really let Rachel take the blame, even if it was Rachel's fault. More importantly, Raven equals Chloe was visually indicated in the game. First, where we see Chloe drawing the wings in the bathroom after being expelled or suspended. Well, I got her expelled accidentally. And so we see her standing there and with wings drawn on mirrors. So that's a quite a big hint there. Then we see her in The Tempest. And this is actually something that I explored a bit. Like, we know that The Tempest is a play by William Shakespeare, but I didn't really know about Chloe's character that she played. Like, and I don't know this play as much. Chloe was playing Sycorax. And now I wanted to know what it was, because visually it did look like a raven, but I didn't really want to jump to conclusions. So I checked it out, and I checked the Sycorax Wikipedia page, which is a source of information for us all in a way. Several competing linguistic theories have been put forth. Some scholars argue that her name may be a combination of the Greek sas, which is a pig, and corax, which is a crow. Another rough translation produces the phrase the Scythian raven, an etymological description of Medea, a work which Shakespeare is likely to have used for reference, gives the name Corax for a raven. I mean, what else do you want? You have Chloe playing Raven, you have Chloe drawing wings of a raven, you have Chloe being somehow a danger to her own decisions, because Raven was there in both good and the bad situations. We have Raven looking over her like all the time, basically, guiding her. We have Raven in her dreams with William. That's why I also think that Raven still stands for depression as well, but that's because Chloe is depressed. Because her father is missing mostly, but also because Max is missing. Now, last thing that was mentioned is that Raven cannot really be trusted. If a raven cannot be trusted, what does it mean? Does it mean that Chloe cannot trust herself? I mean, it is true. She cannot really trust herself. If Raven in fact stands for depression, then yeah, Chloe cannot really trust it, because it's bad to make decisions based on sadness, despair, instead of happiness or just generally being ready to make a decision. So if it is the case, then yeah, she cannot really trust the Raven. But the Raven was also guiding her in good moments as well. So it seems like there are two sides of Chloe fighting there. Another problem is if Raven is trying to warn Chloe about Rachel. But that's a problem for episode 2. This was discussed so many times. We don't know yet what's happening, like if we can trust Rachel. In fact, I think we can trust Rachel. I'm fairly certain episode 3 will sort of look at the relationship in a new way, because I think it will develop widely. I made a video about it, you can check it out as well. I think it makes perfect sense for Chloe at this point has Raven as her spirit animal. She is changing, and I think we might see Raven leave in episode 3. I think Raven will stop being her spirit animal at this point. I think at this point something else will become her spirit animal, perhaps a butterfly, because I think we will see Chloe dye her hair into blue ones. So that's when Raven will stop being her spirit animal. She will stop being depressed perhaps, and she will move on. What happens in those 3 years between Life is Strange Before the Storm and Life is Strange? What happened with Rachel in that time? We may never know, and I think that's a topic for a whole other video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. I'm very interested to know, as always, about your opinions. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm making those Life is Strange videos like crazy these days. Take care of yourselves, guys. This was Ola from Stop Me O channel.